Hello, TheCheapness here. Just another person trying to earn some supplemental income by becoming big on YouTube. Yes, I know. Realistic choice. What's my content gonna be? Reviewing games. I know, quite a saturated field. So why should you watch my channel? Well, I focus on affordability, to try and convert the non-gamer. Because, as I'm sure most of you know, a lot of times when you ask people who don't game why they don't game, a common reason given is it's too expensive. Thus, in the episodes I make, I will reference the price, sale price, length as based on my own game time, and then determine the game's value for money based on price per hour. I also mention other important aspects, such as the size and hard drive for those who have data constraints, whether the game has same-screen multiplayer, I'm not big on online, and also whether it is controller flexible. I also put some mild effort into determining whether the game is stereotypically okay for kids, but I tend to be non-critical on that front, because I played a lot of age-inappropriate stuff when I was younger, and I truly believe it wasn't a problem for my development. But in this category I will now and then mention things I think may be considered offensive as well. And finally, and most importantly, what I believe sets me apart the most, I test games on the Warhorse, a standard desktop PC that's over 10 years old with nothing particularly thrilling or powerful in its build. I don't test all of the games on it. If something's almost certainly not gonna work on it, I'll leave it out and show you the system requirements as per the Steam page. But I do test a lot of them, and a surprising amount of them work on it. And if it can work there, it will probably work on most standard laptops and desktops of today. And probably some older stuff too. So combine that with the fact that I sort of have kid-friendliness in mind. You might watch me to determine some fun games you can get for your kids to try and get them into gaming, without going nuclear and getting them a console or anything. Testing the waters at the very least to see if they actually like gaming. Or if you are one of those kids who only has access to a parent's PC they use for instance for work, my channel could be for you. Also students with laptops, miss gaming but are financially constrained. A lot of stuff I review here can work on those laptops, and are pretty cheap to boot. And I cover this cheapness checklist in the final breakdown of an episode, after trying my best to critically analyze the game. Sometimes I may go a bit generic, but I try and get to the heart of the situation, mention some important things, try and make a unique observation or two. Don't worry, I don't get paid to write reviews. My reviews tend to be that positive because I'm a big softie. I'm not a high-energy jokester though. I determined that it would not be in my favor to attempt it. And I'm guessing those kind of game reviewers are a dime a dozen. I tend to keep it serious, kind of academic, with a couple of attempts at wit and gaggery thrown in. I dare say, on occasion, I'm at the very least amusing. I like a well-placed pun. I kind of based my stuff off of the kind of thing you would see on Jinx Esports TV. Here's hoping they see this and employ me remotely. Plus, I think my taste in games is rather interesting. I play old and newish, AAA and indie. Popular and sometimes unpopular. Sometimes even games with fewer than 100 reviews on Steam. And seeing as most of the review consists of gameplay footage, another reason to watch me is to see gameplay footage of games you will never play but are interesting and weird. And I will actually play snippets of music and review that as well. Because music is an important part of a game. If I get a copyright flag, I'll repost the episode in a less offending capacity without the music. Hopefully that will do the trick. And if you really want to support me, you can put that one in after you watch the real episode. But hey, no pressure. I'm glad you watched it all. Thank you very much. And if you want to support me in other ways, I do have a Patreon page, as well as socials where I will, on occasion, have other content or at the very least highlight some deals on Steam. All links available on my channel page, but once again, no pressure. Thank you for supporting me by watching at all. Oh yeah, I forgot. The channel's bird themed, sort of. Choip, 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 caw, etc. And some people say my voice is kinda decent. So at the very least you can use my channel as a sleep aid, in lieu of ASMR, because it would be easier to explain to friends and family why you're watching me. You have to admit, at the very least that's wit adjacent.